In the beginning, there was harmony. Copper and flesh lived side by side on the surface. But the villagers watched the golems evolve too fast, and that wonder turned to a cold, sharpening fear. And so, the copper golems were banished, cast into the lightless deep. Betrayed but driven, the golems didn't crumble, they built. They carved a civilization that the surface could never touch, expanding until their copper hulls reached the roots of the world. But the deep has its own secrets. They struck a plague, a leak of oxidation that began to eat at their joints, turning orange brilliance into brittle green rust. When the surface heard rumors of the rotting city, they came to scavenge. They entered the halls feeling like conquerors, but the shadows felt heavy. Every corner held a silent gaze. Every hallway echoed with a click that shouldn't have been there. One by one, the villagers vanished into the copper maze. No screams, no struggle, just an empty space where a person used to be. The intruders never bothered the deep again. The expansion stopped. The golems were now strong enough to defend their borders, but too weary to keep building. And so, the city remains an abandoned heart of copper, beating in the dark, waiting for the next person brave enough to blink. I've been making videos for quite a while now, and I see that I've definitely improved at making them. Like, my editing skills and my choice of music have all gotten better. But one thing that I keep struggling with is talking to the camera. Well, one mistake is that I see it as talking to the camera and not as talking to an audience. Like, I've been struggling for so long now just to make this intro. I think it's one thing that all people struggle with at the start of making YouTube content. And I think with time that I will definitely improve on this. But for now, I just have to live in this awkward state. Anyway, let's talk a bit about today's project. As you've seen in the intro, today we are building an abandoned copper city. Now, we're not gonna finish it today because it's really huge, but we're gonna build a pretty huge chunk of it. Now, you would think the logical first step for this project would be to get the materials, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you no. As you see at the start, the city is really and really dark, and that means that a lot of hostile mobs will spawn in the city. Now, you'd think that maybe I should just bomb-proof the city with lightning or put carpets on the floor, but you're wrong with that, as adding too much lighting to the city will completely ruin the ambience. And adding blocks like carpets on the floor will completely ruin it. Oh great, the rain started. Anyway, the moment we've been leading up to until now, we're gonna build a mob switch. Man, I've wanted to build a mob switch for so long, and now we finally did it. Now I won't have to worry about hostile mobs ruining my projects by just being there. And I will also be able to get to the mines and not be bothered. But anyway, I want to tell you two things. While AFKing and getting all the zombie villagers, I updated to the new version, 26.1, if it's correct. And now we've got those baby mobs. As you can see, we've got those retextured villagers. To be honest, I'm not that big of a fan of the new baby villagers, but the rest of the mobs are really cool and cute. Now, the second thing. As you've seen, I didn't show how I got all of those zombie villagers because I thought that it was quite boring and I didn't know if you'd want to see a time lapse of that. So instead, I'm just gonna tell you how I got them. Basically, if we look over here, we've got a breeder, and this just keeps on going. It gets me villagers, and then I press on this button, and I get myself a villager in a minecart. I trade with him, so he doesn't despawn when I turn him into a zombie villager, and then I send him there to get zombified. And that's basically the whole process. Now, the only hard part about this is that I had to do it 70 times. So I had to stay AFK to watch first villagers breed, and after that, I had to send them here. Also, I see that it's getting night, so maybe I can actually show you how it works. Okay, so I'm pretty sure mobs should have started spawning by now if I hadn't built the mob switch. As we can see here, there are any. And there's also a huge cave I want to see. So this is the largest cave I know around my area. It's absolutely massive. Maybe I could actually build something here someday. But yeah, there are completely zero mobs. Maybe we should also turn on full bright and show you better. Yeah, as you can see, no mobs. There just aren't any at all. I think the only mobs that can spawn are bats, but they're not hostile and I don't mind them. They actually give a lot to the ambience. But see, there aren't any mobs. And apparently there are a lot of diamonds, but I'm not here for them today. Okay, now with the mob switch built, let's talk about the next step. As you can see behind me, I've already got some shulker boxes full of materials. You see, before actually starting recording this video, I thought maybe we should get some materials like when I have free time and I don't mind just endlessly mining in the caves. And so I went into the caves and got a bit of deep slate, both the siltash form and the cobbled one. And I also AFK'd at my basalt farm for a bit. But one material that I still need to get a lot of is tough. At the moment, we got only 3 shulker boxes. I mean, barely even that. And I need like 7 of them. So we are still 4 to go. So we better not waste any more time and get to mining. You probably noticed that the sugar boxes are no longer here. I actually moved them to the building site. As of now, we have all the significant materials that we're gonna need for this city. Also, I forgot to tell you about Acacia. As you've seen in the cinematic shots, I've built a farm for the Acacia. The farm works per multiple wood types, but I think I'm only going to use it for Acacia as it's a pain to farm. And I'm going to need a lot of it in the future for terraforming. So now that we got that done, let's move to the building site. As you've seen in the footage shown earlier, I was able to clear out a pretty big area, and this area will actually be the entrance of the city. As you can see, for the floor, I'm going for a darker color using the cobble deep slate and the top face of the basalt to make it look like the floor has been stepped on for a very long time. For the pillars, I mixed stuff with accents of acacia wood, which I think really gives the structure a heavily weathered, eroded look without making it feel like it's about to collapse on you. Regarding the walls, I've used blocks that you would normally find in a cave, like deep slate and tuff, but I also used acacia to blend them in better. Now you can actually see why I didn't bother farming the acacia manually. Now, as some last touch-ups, I've added some copper accents on the sides along with some warped chandeliers and torches. The entrance is almost here, and we need to do just a few more things. Here, I've left some empty spaces to build a throne, a mural, and a door that goes to nowhere. Man, this looks absolutely amazing. Like, I don't even know what to say. Just look at this atmosphere. Like, this is one of the reasons why I built the mob switch. As you can see here, the light level is 0 everywhere, so that means if I didn't have the mob switch, mobs would be spawning everywhere. Also, I absolutely love this chandelier design. I didn't even know you are able to make something like that in Minecraft. I mean, just look at it, it's like almost completely circular. Anyway, this is the entrance. Now let's move on to the corridors. Now, the first step is to make space for all the corridors and the rooms. But to be honest, that is kind of a boring and repetitive task, and I don't think it's really worth to show it to you. But what I think that it's worth to say is that it did take me quite a few hours, so don't think that it's completely worthless. But now we're gonna move to the next step. With the structure and the walls done, the city is halfway done already. But there's one more thing that we need to do, and I think that it's actually the most important part of this. Now we're gonna need to add the detail. And trust me when I say it's not that much work to do the detail and stuff, but I think it really counts when you have to make a city like this. So let's see how we're actually gonna succeed at implementing all of this detail. If I were to give you only one tip about detailing, it would be to add variety. Like sure, if you were to add like the same flower in every hallway, I wouldn't say that it wouldn't look good or that it wouldn't look pleasing to the eye. But I think that when you see different stuff in every room, every hallway, you feel like somebody actually lives there or somebody actually walks through that place. And this whole stuff just makes a build more immersive than it actually is. So to actually make this city feel alive, I'm gonna add different plants, different blocks in every hallway and room to make them feel unique. Every part of this city will feel like a completely new place when you walk through it. And all of that is because of detailing. I know I've used the word detailing so much, but what can I do? It's the best thing when it comes to Minecraft building. I've been struggling to do this talking bit for such a long time now. I finished this build like a week ago, and since then, I've been kind of procrastinating and avoiding doing this talking bit. Like, at this point, I don't even know why I'm so afraid of it. I just gotta talk, show you the build, and then boom, the video is done. And I actually managed to do the talking yesterday. Like, I got over the fear and I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing ever. Well, funny to you, but not to me. So now that it took me so much time to get over the fear and I finally pressed the record button and talked about a city, my mic didn't work. I know, that's very, very sad. So I just talked for 20 minutes to myself for no real purpose. Or you know what, it actually had a purpose, because now, I'm more experienced and it's a lot easier to just press the record button now. It's not as hard as it was yesterday, so I'm thankful for that at least. Anyway, let's show you the city a bit. Okay, so what should we talk about first? I mean, there are a lot of things to talk about. Like, we could talk about the details that I've added, the lights that I've added, go through all the rooms. I'm gonna give you a fun fact. So, the chandelier that you see here is actually the chandelier that is outside here at the entrance. It's just that it doesn't have the hanging signs and the signs anymore because that one is too big. So we got this one, and it also doesn't have the candles on the corners. It only has some uh on the side. I don't know. Yeah, so the lightnings that I've used here in the city are candles, like just as detailing. We've got like torches on the sides, and we've got chandeliers. So those are all the lights that we've used. For the rooms, I've went for a pretty similar design in each and every one of them. As you can see here, we've got like some sort of energy recharging for the copper golems. Is that so they don't get fully oxidized, and the wax kind of helps them, unoxidize or something like that. That's what I imagined. Yeah, so we got this whole contraption in almost every room. Not everyone, but almost in everyone. And it also comes in like single variant. So this one is a double, this one is a single. And yeah, we got a lot of details in every room. We got some resting components, what storage stuff. We got a lot of plants. And for the hallways, pretty much the same thing. Maybe a bit more artifacts like dried gas and turtle eggs and amethyst. Also, every room in this city is unique. Just so you know, we have like 30 rooms in the city so far, and I've made each and every one myself, so I haven't copied any. So I basically used assets to help me build faster. I've used the assets for this charging station for the copper golems. But yeah, pretty much the whole city is made with assets. Basically, a lot of the stuff that you see a lot in the city is actually an asset, like all of those lights, the corridors as well. So I've separated them on sections, and then I've copied them over and over. Anyway, I know first there is one thing I really want to show you, and that is the foliage storage room. As you can see here, we've got some pillars holding this whole structure together with a fountain in the middle. Got a lot of sort of shelves around with candles and flowers on top. We got a lot of leaves if you haven't noticed already. I think I've placed like 3 stacks of each azalea, flowering azalea and the normal azalea. And here we've got the chests on the sides, as you can see. What are we having here? Oh, we got some grass, bushes. Yeah, I basically categorized them. I built the storage just so I can free up my storage at my base. Because I think that all of the foliage stuff was keeping like, I don't know, 5 double chests filled with like all sorts of foliage, like flowers, like bushes, leaves. But yeah, also one thing that I want to say is that I was a bit inspired by Hollow Knight by doing this kind of foliage area. Also, if you didn't know, I'm a pretty huge Hollow Knight fan. I finished the game. I just cannot wait to play Silk Song as well. But yeah, Hollow Knight is what inspired me to build this fountain and the whole coppered shells that we see here. And also those benches that we got here. In Hollow Knight, they have a black color. But here, just to go with the vibe that we have, I've went for the weathered copper. Also, we don't have like any cool trapdoors that are like black. So yeah, I mean, we got dark oak, but they don't have this kind of pattern that you see here with the copper ones. But yeah, anyway, there's not much to say about this storage room. Like, it looks really good. That's what I can say about it. But otherwise, there's not much. If we go over this way, we've got a villager trading hall, which doesn't have any villagers at the moment. And that's because we're not gonna do it this episode because I'm not in dire need of the emeralds or anything like that, because that's what I'm gonna use the villagers for, to trade pumpkins and melons for emeralds. But I don't even have a villager breeder at the moment, so this is gonna have to wait for another time. And also, if we go here, we got an exit, so I can, you know, come to this storage a lot easier. And actually, this opens up to the waterfall that we built recently. Here, as you can see, I've actually wanted always to make an entrance behind this waterfall, but I didn't have a great opportunity. So I've made myself this opportunity to make a cool cave here. And also, fun fact, the water that we see here goes into the sewers that we're gonna see later. But yeah, that's pretty much to show about this upper part. If we go over this way, we have a stair, and like this, we can go to a higher part of the city. This is like the highest floor that you're gonna get. I've filled this area up more with residential parts, like where the copper golems live, and that's pretty much about it. There's also this pretty cool balcony from which you can see the entrance of the city. But otherwise, there's nothing that interesting about it. But if we go down to the first level again, we will see here that we have a place where we go even deeper. And we can also go that way, but we're gonna go through this one because it's closer. So here you can go into the sewers. Now, one thing that instantly noticed that is different, we've got iron bars at almost every door, or I don't know if it's a door, but like a corridor entrance. I don't know the purpose of it. Like, it's supposed to close and open, but I don't think it does much. I haven't actually researched to see what it does in real life, or even if it's present. We've also got some boards to go over the water from the sewers. And also a really nice detail. I don't know if you can notice this, so I'm going to enable full bright. Here we have a foggy glass effect. So I've added like 4 layers of glass to give this foggy effect. I don't know if you can notice it now. I've also seen this in inspiration picture and I decided it looks really cool. Now, back up here again, if we go, wait, where do we go? We go here or here. You know, I'm gonna go for this side. Here we have some sort of storage room. Got like this, I haven't used this in any other room. Is like a bigger shelf with more storage stuff. We also got a recharging station here for like the copper golem workers that work down here in the sewers. Also, another thing that is pretty cool that I will show you is right here we've got a closed entrance. Now, I don't know why, but this feels like the most interesting part of the city to me. It's just the fact that you cannot go over there and you can only watch through the bars and see what is here, but you cannot go there, you know? That just kind of gives it a sense of mystery and I like it a lot. But yeah, back here, if we go this way, you can see we've got some pipes, and also this is the water that I told you about that is coming from the waterfall down here. And now let's go through this water here, and we're gonna enter a pretty big tunnel of the sewers. It's actually pretty large. It's not that the height is too big, but it's more that it's pretty wide. We've got more rooms over there for storage. And we've also got this pretty huge hole where I guess water would come and be dumped. Also, now I'm thinking that maybe we should have added this here on the floor as well. Like maybe there's a lower sewers part where all the sewage is getting drained to. I think that would be a cool idea for a future video when we're expanding on the city. Now, I don't think there's much else to say about the sewers. To be honest, I think it's my favorite part. I just cannot explain it that much. It just got this creepy vibe, I guess. The thing is that it's like a bit more creepy because it doesn't have that many lights, because I didn't need to spawn proof the water, you know? Mobs cannot spawn on water, so that's why it's a bit darker in here and it's a bit more creepy. Speaking of darkness, right now I think I'm on 25 brightness. Okay, yeah, we're on 25. I could go much darker than this, you know? Let's actually see how it looks. Let's go moody. Oh my god, you can instantly see the shadows, like, are a lot more concentrated. This is a lot more creepy. But I don't know if this is too dark for like filming a video or not. I mean, for me it's fine, but for some other people, like some other people have like brightness levels lower, so you might not see anything right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it back up at 25. You know, I don't think I have anything else to say about the city. Like, everything is kind of repetitive, even though everything is different. Like, we got different rooms and stuff, but it's pretty repetitive. So I don't see a reason to show you every corridor and every room. I'm just gonna leave some footage of going through those corridors, but I don't have anything to explain about them anymore. So I guess this was it with the city. Actually, with the first part of the city. Because for now, I've only done this section on the left. And as you can see, we still have plans for the right part. So we are not done with the city at all. But we've built a pretty significant part of it today, which houses my foliage storage, and I will also have my villagers there someday. Anyway, I'm just gonna do a quick outro right now. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a nice day, and God bless.